Hey you guys, it's Zack, the Money Nutritionist, and today we're going to do a little Q&A. The question we're going to go over today comes from one of my neighbors. I don't know him personally, but his name is Jake, and we're going to try and answer his financial question together and see if we can't provide some advice around what he should do. So here's the question. Hi Zack, my name is Jake. I'm a new father and new resident to North Carolina. I'm settling into the point of my mid-20s where I need a proper understanding of a budget, building a credit history, and saving money. Since I am in a position to now that I've moved away from Maryland, where even getting paid double what I get paid here for the same job, I can afford to save money after my rent and weekly expenses. I have no credit history, minus a $400 emergency medical bill I need to pay, getting closer. Is there a resource out there for me that I can depend on or someone to talk to? I'm helplessly uneducated in this matter. Thanks, Jake. It's super common that when we're in our 20s, we're trying to figure out what financial decisions we should make because, as we all know, we're not taught this stuff in school. We kind of have to figure it out as we go. So I'm going to go over the things that I have not only experienced and figured out, but the things that I think might help you get to a stable place in your life financially. But let's break down Jake's question and pinpoint those high-level issues that are bothering him the most. So at the very top of the ladder, we have Jake's goals, the priorities. Being a new father, the top priority is going to be obviously being a father and supporting his new child. So that's priority number one, followed by the three main issues, which were the budget, savings, and credit. And the main two problems in Jake's question were I have a $400 medical bill and I have no credit history. So we're going to talk about a few ways to solve Jake's problems. So what are the recommendations and some things that we might want to do here? Let's start with the easiest one, which is going to be budgeting. The purpose of budgeting is to control spending. So if you're not a conscious spender and you have trouble spending money, whether that be on clothes, food, movies, going out, concerts, games, whatever that might be, it's good to set a budget if you have a lot of expenses or if you don't know where your money is going or if you have a problem with spending. Most people will create a budget and not follow it. And a lot of people don't even go the route of figuring out where their money is going. And that's what a budget is for. A budget helps you to see where's my money going and how much should I really be spending in each area of my life from a financial perspective. How much money needs to go to food, to the car, cell phone bills. And you will lay out every single item you're paying for, where it should be, and how much you're actually spending based on how much you should be spending in a particular area. And there's a few different methods. The most common method, if you're not going to use software, is called the envelope method. And the envelope method is where you will literally get your paycheck, pull the money out, and put the amount in an envelope for each expense. So you would put the money in an envelope for your bills, put the money in an envelope for eating out, put the money in an envelope for grocery shopping, put the money in an envelope for entertainment. So you take all your money, you break it down into each section where you're going to plan on spending your money. You'll have another envelope for saving, and that's what you do each month. You use what's called the envelope method. What I would suggest you do is go to uneedabudget.com. That's what I recommend. It helps you to set a budget. It helps you to see what you're already spending. You can link your accounts and aggregate them together. I will give a plug here that Zinvestor does have a budgeting tool. So Zinvestor will also take all of your accounts and aggregate them together and create a budget for you as well. And with Zinvestor, you also get access to an expert that answer any of your financial questions. So just a little plug for Zinvestor. That's another option that you have. So you've got You Need a Budget, Zinvestor, you've got the envelope method. Now let's talk about saving. Saving is by far one of the biggest issues we have now because of a lot of debt, especially student loan debt, credit card debt. It stops a lot of people from saving. A big thing for savings is to cut your expenses. So that's number one, and that'll come from your budget. You'll be able to look at your budget and see where you should cut your expenses. So that would be the first thing I would do. Secondly, automate your savings. So your bank account will allow you to hopefully set up a savings account and automatically draw 10, 20, 30, 40, $50 every single week or month into that savings account. And over time, you'll be able to save money without you even noticing that it's gone. And trust me, when you don't even notice $50 missing from your account because it's in the savings, you will adjust your behavior to the amount that's in your bank account. You won't keep spending more than you should because that money is stacked over the savings account. The trick is to not then go over to your savings account when there's something you really want and start pulling that money out. So there is a lot of self-control that has to go into budgeting and saving. If you can cut expenses yourself, whether it's calling your credit card companies to get interest lowered or calling any of your service providers and asking them to lower your bill, then do that. And also cut the expenses yourself. Don't eat out as much or buy as many clothes or shoes. So you've got some options on how to lower your expenses, which will help you to increase your savings. So there's some options on how you can boost your savings. The goal is that one day you won't even need a budget because all of your savings will be automated, and then you're saving whatever that percentage might be, 18, 20 to 30% of your income. So you're saving all of that cash, and then you don't need a budget because then you can just freely spend the rest of your money because you know you're saving the exact amount that you should be saving. Let's talk about fixing your credit score. So the first thing you can do is pull your credit report, and it should be free. You can go to annualcreditreport.com. Lets you pull your credit report. This will show you all of your outstanding debts from the past and right now. So what you want to look for are errors. So you want to look for any balances that it's saying are outstanding or any payments that might have been missed, things of that nature. Look for them and you can reach out to those companies and get those things corrected. The second big booster for a credit score is to become an authorized user on someone else's credit card. You just want to make sure that that account is in good shape, that there's not a ton of debt, that it's paid off and paid off every month. So if you're going to be added as an authorized user to someone's card, make sure you have all the facts of that card first. But it can help you a lot if you're trying to boost your credit score. If you can't get on someone else's card as an authorized user, then obviously get yourself a credit card. Credit cards are great because you get bonuses, rewards, you can get insurance on a rental car. So there's perks that come with credit cards, and as long as you're paying it off each month, then you don't have to worry about those interest payments. So credit cards are a great tool to build up your credit score. So if you can't be an authorized user, get a credit card. The third thing you want to do is pay down any debt that you have. Paying down debt will obviously boost your score. And the fourth thing I would recommend doing is if your cards are in good standing and you don't have a problem spending a lot on credit cards, call each of them up on the phone and ask them to increase your credit limit. So if your limit's at $8,000, call them up and say, hey, you know, I've been a great customer. Can you raise my credit limit? I want to see if I'm eligible. They'll look it up. How much money are you making now? How long have you been with us? Blah, 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 blah. And then if it's good, they'll raise your credit. And that helps you when it comes to your credit score. So for Jake, when it comes to all these items, this shouldn't take that long to implement. Remember, the top things for Jake are to 1, budget, save, and get a credit score. And I believe if all three of those things are taken care of, then the overall goal and priority is that will allow Jake to be a good father because money is then managed and money is going to the right envelope. It's going to the right place. He's saving, credit scores there in case you want to get a house or a nicer car, whatever that might be. So again, when it comes to the budgeting tool, get some software like uneducated.com or use the envelope method. Just figure out where your money is going, how much you're spending in each one. And then number 2, to save, cut those expenses back once you have your budget, and also automate your savings if you can. Number 3 is to get some credit. So a credit card is going to be the easiest way to start building up your credit. Try to get added onto a friend or family member's card as an authorized user if you can. If not, then that's okay. Also check your credit report, make sure there's no errors on your credit report. And if you have checked your credit report, you are on a credit card or have a credit card, and you've paid down some debt, then you can also call and try to get your credit increased. If you're able to do all of those things, Jake, then you can hopefully pay off that $400 bill in no time and be able to continue going on and being a fantastic father. If you have any questions about Jake's situation, or one of these questions sparked something in your own life, then leave a comment below and I'll try to get to it as fast as I can.